extracting information from YouTube as men. Extracting information from YouTube as men. Learning from those who are online who seem to be more versed than us, who got a little more knowledge than us, or a little more wiser than us. There's nothing wrong. One of the best things that occurred that has happened in modern day history is the fact that any expert, let's say I'm very good at raising goats, I can put up information on YouTube from, from the most basic to advanced level on how to raise goats. And I'll give somebody information on how to start a business in raising goats. So what YouTube has done is allowed the platform to share this vast of knowledge that would have been locked up in some part of the world at some point. You could be in Afghanistan and produce content. You could be in Pakistan and produce content. Expert knowledge on how to grow, you know, poppy seeds. I'm just playing. But how to raise sheep, how to produce herbs, how to make it a thing that's going to help you sleep. There's everything that you can find on YouTube. Now, one thing that I'm saying to men, and I say this to young men a whole lot because it's important how you extract information from YouTube, because what has occurred is that it's fine as a human being. Let's say I work in 9 to 5, I work a regular job, I work in construction, and then I'm very good at content. Okay, I am very good at content. So now I want to make content creation my business, how I get paid. I want to live off content creation. Okay, so now I focus on what works on content creation, and I start to put that out, and it's working very well. And the algorithm of YouTube starts to pay me. Now I'm happy. Okay, now I make money off YouTube, and that's a wonderful thing for me. And you find me on YouTube, and you somehow like what I talk about, the subject matter, and you learn something. Now, what I just told you there, right there, is the danger right there. And I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody. I'm not trying to stop anybody from learning. I'm just speaking on the subject matter because it needs to be said. You got Rupert Murdoch, the conglomerates, the Australian family that owns the majority of media, right? Okay. How do you control the narrative of people? Pay them. So an example, let's say the Diddy case right now is a hot topic. So if I make content about Diddy, I am more likely to get views because everything to do with Diddy is getting a lot of views. So I therefore create content about Diddy, and then I get views and I get paid, which is what I was trying to do: get online and get paid. So now, if I was leaning towards helping young men, with lust, porn addiction, and I have a good breakdown on how to get over porn, I will put that subject matter to the side because it's not going to make money. If I talk about how men are abused in relationships and it goes unreported, and let's say I put one video like a short out there, and I get no views on that, but anything on this is gonna make me money, I'm gonna lean towards the content that produces an income. So brilliant minds on YouTube will be guided towards what makes money. They have well-meaning. They want to put forth their knowledge and understanding and teach, but through being paid, through there's certain subjects that just make money, and certain subjects who never get money. You can talk about males being molested, young boys being molested is a big thing. Okay, it's a big, but you're never gonna hear about that. You make a video on that, you're not gonna get no views. But talk about Diddy or Cassie or those things. So a lot of content creators will lean towards abandoning the thing that they got online for, and they'll lean towards information that's be able to monetize that information. And it's well and good for them because they want to get to the bag as far as uh, you know they don't want to work a regular job, and it makes sense, right? If you're talented, you're gifted, you're smart, but then society loses out, which is the whole objective, means it's lost. If I got on here teaching about natural herbs or farming or entrepreneurship or relationship, I ought to focus on that. Some people deviate from that and lean towards more of the information that's making money. I don't object to making money. We all want to make money in this world. But I'm saying the extracting of information off YouTube, it means that you gotta lean towards who is genuinely coming out here with the passion for that information. Who's teaching in a genuine way without trying to be like, yo, make sure you give me money. That's important. People just, like I said, there's people all over the world, from Africa to Asia, just giving impartial information. But unfortunately, human tendency is to lean towards, let me talk about the things that are gonna make me money. Like this subject matter right now. This has nothing to do with any money, right? Obviously. So because if we pay someone, we can influence the direction which they go. So when you are on YouTube, as you learn to extract information. I'm not saying paid information is bad. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that because the great number of YouTubers are trying to be, live off that. So that makes it that they'll lean towards information. That doesn't mean that their reporting on that information is wrong. It means it's going to be an abandonment of that which is good. So on YouTube, you have to scour for that information to find treasures and gems. You have to scour through it because the most commercial stuff becomes about lean. You're gonna find so many reports on one subject matter, BBLs and everything else. But if you look at, like I said, boys being molested as young boys and everything is unreported, you're not gonna get much about it. So, and part of the man development, yes, it is a human development as men, is to cover subject matters that pertain to our growth, whether it's financial, relationship dynamics, earning capacity, travel, health. You know what I mean? So this is important. I want to bring out to you so that you at least are cognizant when you're on YouTube. Like, hey, let me look for information. Let me not just take the sound bites and memes and Diddy and all that stuff, but let me lean towards that which is produces growth in me, a vision in me, enriches me, and I want to be a different person at the end of this information because the information brings growth in me.